Hello, my name is Alizaeah Capuchino, and today I will be representing the country of Brazil for my current event presentation. So, let us get started. Christianity has played a central and leading role in how the country has evolved over the years, especially recent years, both politically and religiously. The first event that I would like to discuss is how evangelical Christian churches have gained this ground in a country that has always been majority Catholics. Christian evangelists have become one of the fastest growing religions, and they are also very politically active as well. With Jair Bolsonaro being the current president and also a Christian believer, he has had an authoritative role in the idea of Christian evangelists being the highest influence within politics. 20% of his legislators are currently Christian evangelists as well, and they are also very active in the Christian churches. Initially, it was the Catholic churches that held this dominating power of religious authority, but that was until the spread of the Christian gospel and the spread of the Christian churches and the role that was played with not only the upper class but the lower class as well. They have been very supportive to the lower class as they have helped drug addicts find rehabilitation centers. They have helped the poor people find jobs. They have helped the younger children gain an education, which ultimately gave them this advantage as to why they should be the highest influence within politics. Over the past few years, Christian evangelists have become one of the strongest growing religions in Brazil. And although Catholics do still make up 51% of Brazil's population, it is only a matter of time before there will possibly be a new leading religion, which will be Christian evangelist. The second event that I would like to discuss is how and why Christian evangelical women will ultimately be the decision makers in deciding who is next to govern the country of Brazil. Currently, Jair Bolsonaro, which I had mentioned earlier in the video, is the current president of Brazil, but he has displayed this image for himself that he is not only a racist but a sexist as well. The way that he has acted towards the public has given him this image, and not only that, but his competitor, Luis da Silva, who is also known as Lula, has demanded that this re-election occur as he has felt that Jair is not only violent but very unprofessional in both a political and religious aspect. Though 70% of Brazil's voters today are majority Christian evangelists, and not only that, but they are women, and they are women of color as well, which ultimately has been giving him this leading advantage. With Christians being a major influence on political authority as it is, there is a high chance that these women will be the reason that he does win the next presidential election. His message is to prove to the public that Brazil is to become a Christian communist country, which is highly where he becomes favored by many voters. After viewing a lady that lives in one of the poorest areas of Brazil, she was able to explain her reasons for still wanting to pursue voting for Jair despite his inappropriate comments towards the public. She had mentioned that although he does say things that are very inexcusable as being president of a country, who's to say that the competitor, and not only the competitor, but other political influences or political authorities have said the same thing, just not to the public. With the way that Jair is ultimately basing his presidency upon his religion, and not only his religion, but he is also a decent businessman. There are many women that still believe that he should be and will possibly be the next president of Brazil for the upcoming election. These women have played a very large role in the idea that Jair will be the next president, and their voice has been the overall power of the country for Christian evangelists and for women and women of color. And the third religion that I would like to discuss is the rising persecution against Afro-Brazilian religions. It doesn't really have much to do with politics as the others did, but it does have to do with other religions besides Christian evangelists. Since Christianity has played a central role in the voice of politics within Brazil, a major topic that has evolved within Brazil is the persecution of Afro-Brazilian religions. They were first brought to this country by African Americans, and with the new presidential election, they felt as though they have been primary targets for being casted out by other religions. With Christian evangelists growing a major intolerance for African religions over the years, there has been a strong chaos in the way that they live their lives. There has been negative comments towards them. There has been protests towards them. There has even been videos that I have seen where women and men and families are being tortured in their own homes to evacuate the area, and they burn their houses. They have also been rejected in a social manner, such as if a taxi driver sees that his customer is an Afro-Brazilian, he has the right to refuse giving him a ride and or like allowing to help him at all. The way that Afro-Brazilians have continued to be able to support their own religion is by finding secluded areas, such as within the forest or behind abandoned buildings, or possibly even within their own home, where they are able to feel safe while practicing their own religion. They do not want to disturb anyone else who is around them, or they do not want to cause trouble. But according to Christians, they feel like these practices are very much like witchcraft and or even appraisals of the devil, which is why that they feel it is necessary to cast out this religion. Police have reported that 90% of this religion has become an intolerance to Christian evangelists. And with that being said, we shall never know how long it will be before Afro-Brazilians are possibly evacuated within the country of Brazil. Thank you.